All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, welcome to the Super Davis Bros podcast, episode number 2. Dose. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Super Mario Brothers movie. So, pretty stoked about that. Jordan was able to watch it in theaters. And
on the big screen, which was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get that opportunity. I streamed this week. I actually had to watch it in 2 days. But yeah, it worked out. So, well, let's just start off with some basic information about the Super Mario Brothers movie. And then we'll dive into our thoughts and stuff. I have to use my phone today. I had a busy day at work and wasn't able to take a lunch to set up a couple things, but that's okay. Make it through.
Good.
All right, so Super Mario Brothers movie. It's starring. I'm gonna do people it's starring based on things I know them from. So Mario is played by my favorite character in Parks and Rec. Some people may know him as Star-Lord.
Or Chris Pratt.
Maybe.
You may know him as that. I don't know.
Maybe. Luigi is Charlie Day. Oh, I was supposed to do it again. My favorite character on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
And that's where I go. It's Charlie Day or Charlie Day.
Okay, so Bowser is played by the lead in School of Rock,
which is also Jack Black, also known as Jack Black.
And
I didn't get all the characters though, so hopefully you get the ones
Princess
that I did.
Peach is by the chick in the chess show on Netflix. Gambit, the Queen's Gambit.
I haven't seen that one. I got it. I only knew her from
Split. Oh, she's in Split?
Yeah, but
Oh, that show's
I mean,
crazy.
she was just like one of the girls in the room.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which
Yeah.
that's a
I remember her.
phenomenal movie too.
Yeah.
So
Princess Peach. It was. I think her name's. Some A.
it's
Taylor or
Anya
something.
Taylor-Joy.
Yep, that's it. Good job.
Yeah.
I should have been more prepared and had better notes. And then who else is in it?
There's Donkey Kong.
Oh yes, Donkey Kong is played by the dude who's in Knocked Up,
Pineapple
and
Express.
Pineapple Express, and all the other
Seth Rogen.
raunchy comedies that you can,
Yeah.
every raunchy comedy you can think of. And I think that's it. Toad.
Yeah, that's the only other one I like noted.
Okay, and he is again a character I love in Parks and Rec, but he just cameos in Parks and Rec. But his
I
main
didn't know
thing that
that.
people know him for is so it's Keegan.
Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah. Obviously in the sketch comedy,
He's hilarious. Yeah.
Keen Pill and Keen Pill. I can't remember.
Yeah. Keenan Pill.
Ron.
Ron.
Yeah. So that's the cast of the movie.
How did you think the cast did?
Okay, so I want to start out by saying the thing that I hated the most about. Oh well, when I first heard that they were doing this movie, I was like, okay, who's gonna be Mario? Which I think most people were thinking. And when I saw that it was gonna be Chris Pratt, and for me, I'm a big Chris Pratt fan, and I was like, no, I can't believe they picked Chris Pratt. That is a terrible pick for Mario. Like I
Really?
thought, yeah, I was like,
I was pumped.
He doesn't have an Italian accent. Like, I thought of Chris Pratt trying to say, "It's me, Mario," and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be bad." And then I liked the idea of Charlie Day being Luigi, and then I liked the idea of Jack Black being Bowser. So I was pretty skeptical of Chris Pratt at first.
I was pumped. I love Chris Pratt. So, and in the Jurassic Worlds, I thought he'd do a great job, and he did. I think he did amazing, and he matched I think his voice ended up matching the character perfectly.
Yeah, I think. But FYI, there's going to be spoilers in this episode, and if you're really worried about the spoilers in the Super Mario Brothers movie, like maybe you should have watched it already, but there's not crazy spoilers because it wasn't much of a plot, in my opinion. Okay, so what did you think when you first heard about the movie? When you first saw it, you were pumped. Then you're like, Chris Pratt's gonna be perfect for Mario.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't hear he was gonna actually voice Mario for a little bit after I heard about the movie, but I was stoked for the movie anyways. I think it's cool that they're kind of starting to make a lot of video game based movies. I think that's way cool.
Yeah. Speaking of that, before we dive in a little bit to how we feel about it, we did do. If you guys are not following the Facebook, the Super Davis Brothers Facebook group, which we sent invites to our friends, you should do it. And we put up a poll because I got thinking. I was wondering. I wonder what the best video game adaptation movie is. And so I started going through just a list of the ones that I thought were really good. So I'm going to read the list. I put up a poll on the Facebook group to see what people thought and what people's favorite video game adaptation was. So obviously the first one is the Super Mario Brothers movie. I'll tell you what the score, who won after this. Then there's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which came out in 2022. Mortal Kombat, which came out in 2021. Werewolves Within. I have never played that game, never heard of it. But when I was searching, like, hey, best video game adaptations, that one was at the top of everyone's list. It just came out too, not long ago, 2021, and apparently it's awesome. Apparently it's really good. So I'm curious to watch that one. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 in 2020. Pokemon Detective Pikachu in 2019, Rampage in 2018, Tomb Raider in 2018. That is not the Angelina Jolie one. I have not seen that one. I have heard good things about that one.
I liked it.
Oh, you saw that one?
Yeah, I liked it.
And then we have the Angry Birds movie. Warcraft, that came out in 2016. Warcraft in 2016 as well. I heard that was terrible. Did not see that one. Silent Hill in 2006, and then Lara Croft Tomb Raider in 2001. We also had an add-in. You could vote as many times as you want, or you could add games, movies, and Prince of Persia was added to the list. So,
I love Prince of Persia. That'll be a game that I think we should end up getting onto this podcast and stream.
So you love the movie or the game?
The game. I didn't see the movie yet, so I'll definitely get into it. Probably pretty soon here.
I saw the movie and I love me some Jake Gyllenhaal. He's definitely a top 5 favorite dude. A top 5 dude that could turn me, but I wasn't that impressed with the movie. Wasn't that great, but it's on here. So, do you want to take a guess, Jordan, at who won? Who won? There was
Let me pull up my Facebook. I'm just kidding. Man, I'm in love with the Mario movie, but I don't think many people have seen it. I think Sonic ended up doing really well.
Sonic the Hedgehog got votes. I'll start off with ones that didn't get votes. How about that?
Okay.
So Silent Hill didn't get any votes. Warcraft didn't get any votes. Tomb Raider 2018 didn't get any votes. Rampage didn't get any votes, and then Werewolves Within didn't get any votes. So no one liked those
name
movies.
The ones that did get votes then, real quick, one more time.
What?
Name the ones that did get votes then.
Oh, so the ones that did get votes were the Super Mario Bros., Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Mortal Kombat, Sonic the Hedgehog, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, the Angry Birds movie, Lara Croft Tomb Raider. So those are the ones that people like, oh, that's the best.
Pikachu. I think that one got the most. That was so good in my opinion too.
So in preparation for this, I thought I had a night off and I was like, I haven't watched a lot of these. I'm going to watch Pokemon Pikachu Detective. I heard it's amazing. And so I watched it and it was really good. I wouldn't say amazing. But I'm also not a huge Pokemon guy. So I think there's a lot of references going on that I just didn't get.
You just lost half our followers and we didn't have many.
Well, just because I
Dylan, stay with us.
Just because I'm not familiar with it doesn't mean it just kind of, I only bought like one deck in like 3rd grade, and I think the video game I played the most of Pokemon was probably Pokemon Snap.
Okay, yeah, you just roll around on a boat or something.
Yeah, and you just take pictures of the
Pokemon.
Pokemon. One could argue it's a first-person shooter game.
Yeah, I guess so. That's funny.
So I think it's a pretty hardcore Pokemon game. So I loved it though. I liked it. It was good. I just think I would have enjoyed it more if I got a lot of the references. I didn't know a lot of the Pokemon. I think there was a lot of calls to true fans of Pokemon. So
okay, that's fair.
Okay, so let's just skip and we'll just do the winner. Okay, so the winner of the poll was the Super Mario Brothers movie. So
Awesome.
it got 25% of the votes. Following that, the Angry Birds movie was second with 20% of the votes. I actually voted for that one. That's the one I picked over Super Mario Brothers movies, and I will explain later why. But I did love the Super Mario Brothers movie. Number third place was Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And
Detective Peach?
Detective Peach. Princess Peach. And then we had a tie for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Mortal Kombat, and Lara Croft Tomb Raider. After that, we just had a couple one votes for this Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and Prince of Persia. So thanks for participating in that poll. We're going to put up another poll this week related to our next episode that I think will be kind of fun. But it was fun to see what people posted. So log on to our Facebook group if you're interested in talking about dumb stuff with us. That dumb to some, but very important to others.
Yes.
Okay, so I think I'm going to start off with just giving a little bit of my take on the movie, and then we can kind of go from there. And I know my take's probably not going to be super popular with Jordan, but we'll see. So, okay, so I would give this movie a solid B+. I thought it was really good. I thought the animation was incredible. It was so good. I really liked how the things that I was nervous about, mainly Chris Pratt being the voice of Mario, I thought they did so good. They did an awesome job with how they set it up, how they transitioned to him not being... he still played in Italian, but not having to talk like, "It's me, Mario," the whole movie, which would have been annoying no matter who played Mario. But the way they transitioned it with the commercial at the beginning was so good. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I also thought that the rest of the cast was just phenomenal. Jack Black as Bowser is so good. So good. Perfect casting there. They just leaned into it.
His voice,
Princess Peach was great.
Matched into it, even though I know they distort it and stuff a bit, but oh man,
but he did a good job. I wonder how much of that they messed with and how much was like him, because I thought it was just him doing a deeper voice. I thought it was really good.
I felt like they distorted Toad's voice to make him sound like smaller, like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, maybe it's more of just Jack Black's like normal voice, just him changing it himself. They're pretty.
It was so good though. Toad was great too.
Love song to Peach,
Peach
is hilarious,
so good.
and I loved it.
Yeah, and how can you cast Jack Black and not let him do an awesome song, right?
Right.
So
and then the jam sesh that they're all having in like Bowser's Lair, they're like rocking out. That's totally Jack
good.
Black too.
Yeah, the Koopas were awesome, super good. I loved that. I thought Charlie Day was a good Luigi. Casting for Luigi, I thought Princess Peach's voice was awesome, super good. I liked her character too. I liked how they kind of made her feisty, because in a lot of the game, not a lot, but at least Super Mario Brothers 2, she fights in that, and she fights in some of the later games. She's like a cool chick that's not afraid to back down. Whereas the first couple games, other than Mario Brothers 2, which was not really a storyline really, she's always just, "Help me, like Mario, come save me." But I liked a strong female Peach. I thought it was really good. So
yeah, for sure.
I thought that was awesome. The animation was incredible. I thought that was really good. So what were your take on the characters? Here, I want to play a little while you.
I loved them all personally. I didn't really have a doubt in any. I mean, I don't.
You weren't
know.
nervous about any of the characters at all?
No, I mean, I have a lot of confidence in the actors that played because I liked them all. I didn't know Peach. I didn't know her really at all, even though I've seen her in movies. I like looked her up and found her in movies. Like, that's how I know her from Split, but I didn't really know her because she wasn't like a. I don't know. I didn't watch Split for her. I watched Split for the main actor in that.
Yeah, and he was
Edward.
phenomenal.
Is that Edward? No,
Edward.
Edward Norton.
No.
No, it's not. I mix those up for some weird reason.
He's the dude in X-Men. No, I can't. He does. Yeah, it's not Edward Norton.
Yeah, well, I'm garbage with actors' names and stuff, anyways. But
I just died for
Don't
those
play that?
listening on the podcast. Just go back and forth if we kind of tune out. It's because we're so focused on the game.
it's such a good game. Which, for the people on the podcast, it is Super Mario World again. So
Yeah, I think we're gonna play that for a little bit.
But yeah, we'll be playing this for a bit.
Jordan just got past the second castle, so we're in the Vanilla Dome now.
Which has the best music.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Well, tell me what your favorite things were and what you thought they could have done better.
Man, I like the things that they could have done better. Mainly was I think that they didn't have enough Luigi in it.
Yeah.
And that bothered me, but because his character was great. Charlie Day did an amazing job, in my opinion. But yeah, I just wish there was a bit more of it. It was good that they brought him in, obviously at the end, to fight together, kind of thing. So
How did you feel about Luigi kind of being like I mean,
man.
Luigi was kind of a baby in it, you know, like he just needed Mario the whole time. He
I was gonna
was a
bring
little
that up too.
whiny. That was one thing that not Charlie Day's character portrayal of him wasn't whiny, but like Luigi was he just seemed like he needed Mario so much. He needed so much help. And like whenever I played Luigi or played with Luigi, you know, Luigi's cool. He's fast. He's a fast player. He jumps high in a lot of them. You know, he's a good player. And in this, it was like, help me, Mario. Like, save me. Just like he was Princess Peach or whatever.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, do you think, has he always been kind of portrayed to the makers of Mario and Luigi, like that he was like a scaredy cat? Because I felt like he kind of
I don't think
was
so.
portrayed as
I mean,
that.
to be fair, I think there's been 2 Super Mario Brothers movies, and from what I hear, they're terrible. We'll definitely have to watch them.
Yeah.
But there's a live action one, and then there was another one. Both, I think, one was in the 90s and one was in the 80s, and I don't know how Luigi is portrayed in that, but that was one of my downsides to it. Was like Luigi needs to be. Luigi's cool. Like he's just as tough as Mario. He's awesome player. He's faster. I don't know. So
I have the hat that's similar to Luigi, so I'm like, he's cool, man. He's cool.
I thought the same
Portray
thing.
it.
But I was like, oh man, because Jordan's character kind of mimics Luigi. At least we kind of poked fun of that. And I was like, oh man, Luigi looks terrible in this. He's portrayed terrible in this. Like,
let me bring a little bit of perspective, or like not perspective, but where it was similar.
Okay.
When Luigi got caught and arrested by the Shy Guys and taken up to Bowser, he has like a flashback of when Mario helped him. So a bully came and knocked over his castle he just built, and and Mario came and like
stood up for him,
and he was just like, oh, you know, Mario's gonna be there to help me. It's kind of funny because Matt used to stick up for me in middle school when I was just this little guy, and Matt was this big old buff swimmer. Freaking, he used to stand up for me like that. So I'm like, oh, look at that. That's our characters. That's us right there.
Now you would be the one. I'd be scared to fight you. But yeah, there was a time where Jordan was getting bullied, and then I pretty much beat up the bully. And our mom, being the awesome mom that she is, when they said that I was getting suspended, remember that? They're like, oh, he's going to be suspended because he beat up this kid. And my mom was like, no, he beat up this kid because he was bullying my son. And I remember mom being so cool in that principal's meeting, and she's like, well, fine. If he's suspended, I'm taking my other son out of class 2 for 2 days, and I'm going to go buy them a pizza and a video game, and they're going to go have an awesome 3-day weekend. So when I got suspended from school for beating up a kid that was beating up my brother, my mom let us go to Blockbuster, rent a video game, and play, and get pizza. And so it ended up being like an awesome experience.
Oh, yeah.
But I kind of thought about that too when the movie came out. I was like, oh, that's funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I didn't like that Mario was portrayed super, or Luigi was kind of portrayed in a way that he wasn't, like, I don't know, he wasn't tough or anything, because he is tough, you know? He's
However
awesome.
that just worked out, I don't understand, but
Trying to get that key without getting the...
sorry, so Matt's trying to get Yoshi back, and he keeps running into the feather like bugs. I don't know how he's keeping Yoshi. He's just all over the place, but that's what
Back to the movies. We're
talking about.
getting
Sorry.
distracted. Okay, yeah. So I thought they did a really good job at implementing all the characters from all the different games. The Mario Kart was really cool that they had. There's a section in the movie where they have to travel from one kingdom. They're traveling with Donkey Kong and the Kongs to an area where they're going to ambush Bowser, and the way they get there is through Mario Karts. And Bowser's and the Koopa come to stop them, and they see what they're doing, and they cut them off, and they basically have an all-out battle on Rainbow Road, and it was such a cool callback to Mario Kart. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah, that was gold for sure. Just in general on how much they how much of the video games they added into the movie, like actual like
It was impressive.
gameplay was awesome. I was gonna ask you like what you thought about that, and what the audience thought about that. I felt like they added so much of different Mario games.
I feel like they hit almost all of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
There was even references. After watching the movie, I was like, man, I want to play more Mario games, because I feel like I'm not catching all of these references, because there were so many references.
Dude, we should stream about them.
Yeah.
And play some. And
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have theories, but we'll get to it. We'll get to theories later. Was there anybody that you were bummed or that you didn't see? You're like, oh man, I was hoping I'd see them, but they didn't show up, or anything that you thought you were going into the movie hoping something would happen and it didn't?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think they got a lot of the main characters. I mean, it's kind of cool because you can kind of get a bunch of the good characters, and then you can bring in characters from like you could bring in more characters to add another movie.
Yeah,
you know, so that's okay with me. Like Wario or something like that. They don't have to just add every character in on the first movie. So I think the basis of characters they had in this one was great.
Okay, so there's three characters, three big characters that were missing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wario, Waluigi, and Yoshi. And we find out at the end. Did you watch the post-credit scene?
I did. I added that into my notes too.
Okay, cool. So the post-credit scene, you do see Yoshi. So I'm gonna just tell you my theory now. So the thing that I was looking for is we were playing Super Mario World, so I was looking forward to, they had the fire, the freeze, they had the raccoon suit, they had the cat suit, and I was like, when are they gonna pull out the cape, right? When are they gonna do the cape from Super Mario World? And they never did it. They also never had Yoshi. Well, Yoshi wasn't introduced on any of the Mario games until Super Mario World. And what we learned in our last episode is who gave Mario the cape. Yoshi. Yoshi was the one in that plot that we read that gave Mario the cape.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So my theory is in movie 2, we're going to see Wario and Waluigi are going to be the villains.
Mhm.
Also, I read a cool, fun fan theory about those two, but I think they're going to be the villains, and I think we're going to get introduced to Yoshi, and Yoshi's going to show Mario the cave, just like he did on Super Mario World, just like we watched on the plot. So that's my theory. Also,
That's cool.
there's a theory online. Okay, there's a theory online that Wario and goodness, for those of you not watching the stream, I am doing absolutely terrible. I keep trying to get a shell to hit other enemies, and I can't do it. Anyway, there's a theory online about Wario and Waluigi being relatives to Mario. So in the beginning of the movie, you actually see Mario with his family, and there's two uncles at the dinner table, and I saw this one online, and one has a purple coat and one has a yellow jacket. So I think in the second movie they're going to bring up, I think Wario and Waluigi are going to end up going to that Mario Kingdom, the Mushroom Kingdom, salty about something with their nephews, and I think they're going to be introduced into the world.
That's cool. I like people that can think of that kind of fan fiction stuff. I wish I was better at thinking of that kind of stuff. That's so cool.
And it's just cool.
It's just clever.
Yeah, it's also cool to think of Yoshi coming in, because obviously they're going to do another one. Yoshi has to be a part of it, He's just such a staple in Mario World. So
is he in Mario 64?
So he is only after you get 120 stars. You can get him up on top of the castle in Mario 64, but you have to get 120 stars, and then he gives you 100 lives. You get like 100 like pretty much like infinity lives, which is kind of pointless at that point because you're like, I have 120 stars.
Yeah.
Like I've beat the game. I don't need 100 lives, but yeah. So
that's cool.
He is in it. Remember in our last episode we talked about how Super Mario Bros. Super Mario 64 2, they were going to implement Yoshi, and they were going to make him a rideable character, and they were also going to have Luigi be a playable character as well. So that just never happened, and that introduced Mario Sunshine, which, by the way, everyone, from the last episode, if you care, Mario Sunshine, I was saying that Mario Sunshine was the next Mario game after Mario 64, and it was on the Wii, which is not true. It's on the GameCube. I don't know why I kept saying Wii on the podcast, but it was on the GameCube, so sorry about that.
It's fine. We guess.
It was factual then, and now it's
refactualed.
Factual again. Okay, so here's a couple things that I had. Well, before I do that, what did you have any issues or quorums or other things you want to talk about?
No, mine was just adding Luigi in that, in my opinion.
Adding more Luigi.
They could add more Luigi. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I'm probably not the best movie critic, because I'm just like,
not critical.
if I'm sitting there like, oh man, this is just a fun watch, I just enjoy it, and that's fine with me. And I can say a movie's good, but it may not have a good plot. It may not have a ton of good aspects in the movie altogether. But if I enjoyed it and I sat down, liked it, and my kids liked it, then I'm cool with it. Yeah, my kids,
girls loved it, right?
Absolutely loved it. My youngest, she laughed through the whole thing. It was freaking hilarious. It was like these little peep laughs. It was like when Toad, when Mario runs for Princess Peach, right? When he first meets her,
right?
And all the Toad guards like jump on him, and she's like, "Let him go," and the one cheap shots him and just kicks him. And Sis is just like, just like laughing these little
that's
parts the
cute.
whole way. It was so funny.
That's cute.
But they loved it when they found out we purchased it to stream. They were like, yeah, we want to watch it with you, Dad.
You know, that's kind of cool because they get to see. They've only seen those characters in Mario Kart. That's it. And
Yeah.
I guess a little bit of Super Mario World as when we showed them this game recently.
In fact, they are watching right now, I believe. I
Oh,
showed them
yeah?
how to get them set up. So
Oh, well, hey girls,
they
if you're
joined us.
watching.
I love you, and thanks for watching. You're our biggest fans.
Well, I watched it with my wife, so who knows literally nothing about Mario. She knows that I'm obsessed with Mario and I like to play Mario. That's it. So she was asking a bunch of questions. She's like, "Oh, is this a map? Is this a level? What's going on here?" So her critique of the movie was like, "You know what? I'm not a fan of Mario. Like, not that she's like a hater. She's just never played it, right? And she never, other than playing Mario Kart, that's it." And she said, the only thing I had an issue with is, she said, I felt like the plot was really weak. And I think the plot was kind of weak. If you kind of think about it, what happens? Mario and Luigi are trying to start a plumbing business. The plumbing business goes south. It doesn't go south. It's just not going well, right? So they see a big pipe leak in the middle of Brooklyn, New York, and they're like, "Oh, I've got to go fix that. And if I fix that, everyone's going to see, hey, the Mario Brothers plumbing are awesome." And they go to fix it, and somehow they end up down in a sewer, and there's this weird tunnel that sucks them in, right? And then that tunnel sucks them in, and they end up in this random land, and they get separated. So the whole plot of the movie is Mario is trying to find Luigi, and he runs into Princess Peach, who's mad at Bowser, right? And she's mad at Bowser for oh, you forgot to get the key. No. Sorry, my brother is getting
Be patient
he's
with
in the
me.
water level trying to get a hidden key. He's doing great. So Peach and Mario team up together to stop Bowser from destroying the Koopas. Bowser just wants to marry Peach, and in the end, they find Luigi and they don't get married, right? So it's just not like a very deep plot. But so that was her one critique, is like, oh, it's kind of like a silly plot, just basic, super basic. And her other critique was she thought it'd be a little bit more funny. So it's an Illuminati film, and they've done Illumination.
Illuminati.
It would have been really good and really interesting if it had been an Illuminati film, for sure. That would have made it really good.
Yeah.
And so Illumination does the Minions, does Despicable Me, things like that. They've done the Grinch remake and all that. And she just didn't think it was that funny. And I could kind of get that. I don't think it was like super funny.
I thought it was funny. I found the funny parts to be like Chris Pratt adding his like Mario voice when he's like Yahoo, you know?
Yeah.
Like I thought that stuff was
good.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess it's not like based completely around humor, but all in all, it was good.
I still thought it was good. And I think it was hard for. I think they had a. You're up, by the way, Jordan. Around, and I didn't get that.
I'll get to him.
Thanks. Those on the podcast, Jordan's playing now. So I lost my train of thought. What were we saying? Oh, so I thought the plot was simple in order for them to get every character and everything going on, right? Because think about how much they had to do with that, right? They had to get Mario Kart. They had to get oh man, it's bad. Jordan just died again. We're gonna die on the level that's supposed to be easy that gives us the exclamation point blocks. All right.
I don't think we have to carry that little P around.
I think you do. Oh no, you don't, because the P just opens it up, and then you can hit one shell across all the other shells to get it. The level that we're on, we're trying to hit a P XP that turns all the blocks into coins, and then we can hit all the Koopas. So yeah, I thought the plot was simple on purpose. The plot was necessary because a simple plot allowed you to get all the characters in, allowed you to get all these worlds in a simple way. So yeah. Those were my thoughts. I thought it was cool how they brought the DK rap in when DK appeared. So if you've ever played Donkey Kong,
up the same things I wanted to bring up.
Oh yeah, the DK rap in Donkey Kong 64.
Awesome.
So they use the same
Donkey Kong.
Yeah. If you've never listened to the terrible Donkey Kong rap on Donkey Kong 64, right when you start the game, there's a terrible rap, and they used it when Donkey Kong appeared. It was awesome.
I didn't know that though.
Oh, you didn't know that rap was on that game? Yeah.
No, I didn't know that, but
yeah,
I loved the rap when they put it in that. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's on Mario 64. You'll have to listen to it.
And then the only time you see Diddy Kong, he's just like, DK, DK.
Yeah,
DK.
yeah.
He's like, shut up, Diddy.
Yeah, and Daisy Kong was right there too, right next to Diddy.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, she's barely.
That's why I'm a bad critic.
You just like,
I didn't even notice.
Enjoy it for what it is.
What was there?
That doesn't make you a bad critic. Just makes you a easy moviegoer.
Yeah.
So.
I'm an easy moviegoer critic.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Anyways.
So, what else? What else do we want to talk about? This movie review has not been in order. It's been
we're jumping around
all over the place. But yeah, what else do you got?
The opening scene. Like, let's just talk about that. That was.
Remind me of the opening scene and paint a picture for the listeners.
So Bowser's his like kingdom, right? Kind of floats in above the penguin's castle, the frozen castle,
yeah.
And the Koopa army comes out and they line up in front of the castle, and then they do this like scene where the penguins look big and tough, and they come out of their castle and they're like
almost like I think Lord of the Rings Two Towers style, like one army against another squaring off for a fight to the death.
Yeah, and then he's like, this is just a mere taste of the wrath or something like that.
Oh, the penguin
do you
says that.
Yield to Bowser? And Bowser's like,
well, they
no.
start throwing snowballs at him.
Yeah, there's like, but they look like they're big, and then all of a sudden it shows them, and it's like the only snowball that didn't affect was the one they had in their tiny catapult.
Oh yeah.
But it looked big at the beginning, and then,
yeah.
and then it like puts it to real perspective, and it's just like these tiny penguins throwing snowballs.
Yeah, that was way funny.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I did like that. What else? What were some of the highlights for you?
The Mario Brothers plumber commercial. How they're like,
that was awesome.
It's like they're doing an MTV music video. Almost.
Yeah.
Just garbage rap. White boy rap. That's like,
yeah,
like,
it's definitely white chocolate rap.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's so funny. So good. I loved that, and that like is like something I would do, or I feel like, you know, in the past I used to kind of like winkster it out. I'd just be silly, like, you know, as a joke.
It was,
and so that was way funny to me. And
well, and that's how they kind of introduced the accents that they weren't going to talk the whole time. They were like, oh yeah, our producer said that we should talk like that, like, it's me, Mario and Luigi.
And the guy playing the Donkey Kong video game is like, I think it's great. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And he was talking to Mario. He's like, your voices are great.
Yeah.
Oh, there was another cool reference. You know how we talked about in the last podcast, Jumpman, right? Was the first feature of Mario in Donkey Kong. He was called Jumpman.
Yeah.
So towards the end, when he's when they come back into Brooklyn and he's kind of hiding just for a minute from Bowser, he's next to the arcade game Jumpman.
All right.
It says Jumpman. Yeah.
That's
so that was a
cool.
cool callback.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
Um.
What? Yeah. Other thoughts? me
I
check
just
my notes.
I just started this level right when I was going to look at my notes. The practice course.
Cool
So
scene.
good because it implemented all the little things that you've gone through in your video in the
Yeah.
video games.
If you haven't seen
to
it,
like show that Mario is capable of the adventure to conquer Bowser.
and
So
Princess Peach teaches Mario how to
yeah,
how to be Mario, which was a kind of a cool.
that's how bad a
play on
freaking Princess Peach is.
Yeah, it was basically a scene where Princess Peach is teaching Mario how to run and jump and to get power-ups and all that stuff, and they're doing it on like a practice level, and that was really good.
That was a funny part.
Yeah,
so
that's funny.
I guess Bria didn't watch that part, did she?
She's a
I thought it was pretty funny.
picky person when it comes to comedy. I mean, she married me.
That's
so.
okay. Yeah, no, that's a joke in itself.
Yeah. Let's see what other note. Well,
I thought it was clever course, just how they made it up too.
Yeah.
Just adding the little features, the fireball spinnings, the dogs, or the dog bullet things, or the shark bullets.
Yes.
And then the flowers, but they were like metal.
Yep.
They're like what would that be, like tech? And just all the little pieces, because it just every piece on that kind of brought you back to a
certain
different games and different
Mm-hmm.
times that you've played them and stuff. So that was cool.
Okay, so did you get there? I think this character was hilarious. The character I'm about to bring up was hilarious. I don't know what game it's from, so if anybody in the chat knows, let us know. But I'm assuming it's from Mario Sunshine because it seems like the counter to Mario Sunshine. But the captured like blue star that was like depressing when Luigi gets captured by Bowser. There's like that star, that blue star that's like.
I don't know what they're from either. What he was from either.
And it was like this emo star that was like, everybody's like,
death is the best way out of this kind of thing. Like, whatever.
Yeah. And there's like one thing where it was like, escape is like hope. What did she say? The star said like, escape is like hope, useless. Or something like that. And when she's when the thing's about to die, the star's going down, and she's like, finally.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm gonna be freed. Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Or, I don't know if it was a she or a kid. It was a higher pitched voice, but
the star ghost creature it was hilarious in my opinion.
Yeah, that character was my favorite character of the whole.
Oh really? Of the whole movie?
Whole movie.
That's awesome.
Okay, let me check my notes, and then if nothing else, we'll kind of move on to what we're hoping to do next week. So, Luigi being dumb and slow. Third wall, Nintendo. I don't know how I felt about that. Mario was playing Nintendo in his room when he got home. He's all depressed. His dad sends him to his room. It doesn't send him. They do the commercial, and the dad's like, oh, that's a lame commercial or whatever. Why'd you leave your job as a plumber with that company to start your own plumbing company? Goes upstairs, goes to play he's sitting in his room and he's playing a Nintendo. It's trippy. Right. Mario playing Nintendo. And I don't know what game it was. I can't remember what the game was. Oh, it was Zelda. It was Zelda.
Was it?
Yeah, which is even weirder.
He's
awesome. Playing Zelda, which is the other huge, the other massive franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
that was
a huge one. I mean, there's quite a few of them.
Here at Mario Sunshine. That's it. That's all I had. Sorry, guys. We weren't as organized this time. It was just a bit of a crazy week, so we didn't have as much of a structure. But
it was fun.
Any other thoughts before we talk about next week's
these
podcast?
ghosts are going to get me if I look up my notes. So give me just 2 seconds. Get a safe spot.
We're on the second haunted house in Vanilla Dome. Jordan is doing pretty well, actually.
Thanks.
The game. I guess the last thing I'll bring up about the movie, you just kill yourself on purpose.
I did not mean to, actually.
You're like,
he's doing pretty well.
Talk.
No, I'm not.
I'm just gonna fall off this cliff on purpose.
I really didn't mean to. That was so garbage. I was just like, what do I do here? and it didn't work out.
Okay, so final thoughts with Jordan.
I like how they added the ways of transport, like in the Mushroom Kingdom with the tubes, and like how he's just Toad's taking Mario to the princess, and he's just walking across all the like silly different moving platforms and tubes, and Mario's just like, what the heck's going on, you know?
Oh yeah.
He's getting like thrown through tubes.
Yeah,
I thought
they
that was
like didn't know
hilarious
how to
and
properly
clever that they
navigate
added
the
it in
tubes.
so well. Yeah.
Princess
and Toad's
knew
just
how to
like,
do it.
doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. The Toad character was pretty cool too. How he's like, I'm gonna protect Peach.
Yeah.
I'm gonna protect you no matter what.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
What else?
Do you think that the movie was its audience was for everyone, or mainly for kids, or mainly for like nostalgic like us wanting to get a blast from the past, you know? Like I think it definitely was like kid oriented. Obviously, it's a cartoony
It was definitely
movie.
more of a kid movie for sure.
But do you think like it pulled in, or will pull in, those who haven't seen it, any viewer, like anybody? Do you think they'd enjoy it?
So Bria was kind of one of those, right? Didn't know much.
Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job of appealing to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they were really trying not to upset the Mario fan base, and I think they played it really safe and close to the vest. So,
Okay.
I don't think it would appeal to everybody. I think to people that have never seen Mario, I think they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that was a good movie to watch my kids. Cool." But if you're a Mario fan, you were just like, I was intently watching the game. Right? I was like, this game is, not game. Sorry, this movie is so awesome. What game's gonna happen next? What reference are they gonna happen next? Like that's what I was thinking the whole time. I think it appealed more to.
Okay. Well, I think being a dad of 2 kids, I guess I'm a little biased because I just love Mario, so of course, you know, I'll love the Mario movie, right? But I have a few movies that I can sit down no matter what and watch with my kids, even though it's like a kid-based movie. Like,
yeah, there are
and
like a
there's
ton
plenty
that
of
you,
movies out
that
there,
you
like
fully
Emperor's
enjoy.
New Groove, which doesn't get near the amount of credit that it should, but I can always sit down and watch it. But there's a few, like my kids there's a ton that my kids get into that I'm just like, oh my gosh, how do kids watch these? And then there's some that I can like watch through with them. I think this is a movie that the parents could watch with their kids and be like, okay, this is fine. If my kids want to play this movie and pick this as our movie night movie, awesome, it works for them too.
Cool.
I think there's plenty of potential for that. I have a select few like the Pikachu movie is not a cartoon, but my kids love it, and I'm like, cool, I love it too. Sonic, same thing, I love it too.
Sonic was a great Sonic movie. It's awesome too.
Yeah, which I haven't seen the second one. I know that's out, so I would like to also watch that one.
Okay, so let's give our final score. Do we want to do a letter grade or percentage like Rotten Tomatoes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we'll take the percentage, and that will give us a letter grade. That's how math works.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. What was your final percentage out of 100?
I loved it. Like I said, I'm a weird critic. I just enjoyed the movie all around. Plus, I can watch it with my kids and stuff, like I said. So, I'd give it a solid like 90, 95. It was really high for me. I loved it. So,
I really liked it too. I really enjoyed it. I think Angry Birds was my favorite because out of the poll that we did, just because it surprised me. I don't care about Angry Birds. Not a fan of Angry Birds. Whatever, you know. but that movie was hilarious.
It was way funny.
So
I
funny
agree.
and so good.
That does make movies a lot better.
Yeah, and
or in my opinion,
I just
love
had no
comedies.
expectations, and so I think Mario had so much high hopes that it brought it down a little. It's harder to live up to.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I thought it was a fantastic movie. I'm gonna give it an 83. 83.
Okay, so pretty. So
S-
that's definitely an A plus, I believe. In
Yep.
mathematicals.
yes, mathematicals. That's an A+, and that would mean that your 90. What was your 95? That would be that's an A+ as well.
Oh yeah, I mean I was adding them together,
Oh, okay.
which is 100
Let's see,
and
2
a lot
minus
of percent,
4, so carry the
and
1. Okay, 152.
that's silly.
Percent.
This is silly.
Okay. All right, guys.
This is a silly place.
That's it for our episode today.
Pretty much. Actually, real quick though,
Yeah.
before I end this, I wanted to touch base with from our last episode. We asked at the end, like, what's that football guy from the?
Oh yeah, is the football guy a turtle or not? Right.
Yeah, and
the enemy in Super Mario World.
Yeah, and he totally is. He's called a Chargin' Chuck. He's called a Chargin' Chuck, and they're just a large burly Koopa.
Okay, so they're a turtle then, right?
But I didn't think he would be another Koopa because he's just
He kinda
so
looks weird with
random
the
in that
padding
game.
and everything. Yeah, he's kicking footballs at you or throwing baseballs.
And I think he's specific to Super Mario World, is what I looked up. I got it from a good source again. I just
Googled it.
I just Googled who's the football guy from Super Mario World, and that got me everything I needed to know. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else?
But
So
that's
you had a couple. That's it.
no. Yeah, sorry, I don't have a couple. That was it.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I thought you guys wanted to know. We said we'd try to touch base with it if we remembered, and I remembered last minute, so it's at the bottom of my page.
Nice.
So
Is there anything on the chat that we need to address before?
no, we got chats at the beginning. Thanks for Annabelle for trying to get us going faster at the beginning. Where's Matt? And and then also King Elfstone Strider. I think that's Dylan.
Okay.
He says, I love Green Mario.
All right.
I love Green Mario too. And Green Mario loves you.
Cool. Well, next week we're gonna have another fun episode. We'll try to be a little bit more prepared. It's our first movie review.
I don't think it was bad.
Yeah,
It was
we
good.
just kind
We were
of
kinda
all over the place.
jumping
Maybe
all
we'll
over,
try and
but-
organize it a little bit more next time. But overall, good movie.
Okay.
So this next week, we are going to do our top 10 favorite Alien movies. And when we say Alien movies, we do not necessarily mean it has to be specific to the Alien franchise. So it can be anything like E.T. or Close Encounters, whatever. The Fourth Kind. So Jordan and I are both going to come up with our own top 10 lists of our favorite Alien movies, and then we're going to debate what Alien movies are best. This is something that I'm obsessed with. I love Alien movies, so I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I already know our lists are going to be way different too, which will be kind of fun to see how it goes. So we are not going to know the other person's list until live on the show. That being said, we're definitely going to put up a poll on Facebook. So if you want to, we'll put up a poll with a bunch of movies and see Alien movies. We'll see which one comes out first. And then if you want to write in to us and tell us your top 10 or whatever, be sure to send us an email at superdavisbros@gmail.com. So DAVIES.
And shout out to Diego for writing in as
we already had a couple people.
first email. And he was pretty. I mean, he critiqued us, and it was good. And it's nice to have some constructive criticism. And I love you, man. He's out in Costa Rica, I believe. And so yeah, if you're watching, man, thanks.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody that's reached out to us this week. I know it's the first episode, and we're still trying to figure everything out. And everybody is really supportive. A bunch of people reached out wanting to come on the podcast. We're definitely gonna have some guests come on soon. So if you want to support the show, find us on socials, follow us on the Facebook group, just get involved, send us emails about topics or whatever, opinions. We want to hear from you. It'd be fun. So thanks, guys. As far as how far we've gotten on the game, it wasn't our best, but we are currently in Vanilla Dome, and we are on the haunted house level. So Vanilla Dome it's Vanilla Ghost House is what the level is. So that's where we're at.
And 2 more levels till the castle.
2 more levels to the castle.
Vanilla Dome.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.